Oh no. I just realized I forgot my water. That's a big mistake. I just left to go fill it up. Went to check on my quail and I forgot it. We'll be right back. What a way to start the stream, I swear. I am a professional. Oh boy. All right, well, we gotta wait for people to get in here anyways, right? Oh, okay, I'm back. Wow. 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 Okay, don't forget to smash the like button, says Vibes Aquatic. Thank you so much. Hello, everyone. Thanks for waiting. That was kind of a terrible way to start, but hopefully you'll forgive me. Can't watch all, sadly. Hope it goes well. Thanks, Matt's Aquatics. I appreciate it. Hello, hello. Get that water. I need it, too. I have no idea. Thank you. Thank you, Steven. Gotta put my vitamins in it. Danny Ken Aquatics says hello again. We'd had a very interesting members-only stream where we talked about a lot of interesting stuff. But that's usually how it goes. Got a few things to talk about. Obviously, we have the fish of the week, and we'll get to that after a couple minutes. And got some new plans for the fish room, which, what shocker, right? I feel like the plan changes every week. The difference is now I actually have time to work on it as the house build comes to a close. No big projects to complete. Just kind of shutting everything down for winter, and then we'll start building again back in the spring. It is livable. Finishing installing the fireplace tomorrow, so I'll have heat. Should have power here pretty soon. Waiting for inspections, and yeah, after that, it's work in the fish room, and I have lots of left. I've got like 60 leftover 2x4s for building racks. It's gonna be super awesome. I'm very excited. I attended the Aquarium Co-op Club presentation on Saturday with Rob McClure. I could be wrong. Rob McClure. Anytime I hear the name McClure, I just think of The Simpsons. This is Troy McClure. Talking about Corydoras, and I've always loved Corydoras. And so yeah, it kind of inspired me to set up a couple breeding tanks, so that's what we're going to do. Well, what I'm going to do. Bob, my fish got here last week. I'm very happy with what I got from Dan's Fish. Aqua balls, that's amazing. Glad to hear it. I love getting fish from Dan's Fish, but single bagging every fish is obviously amazing. But when you get like 30 fish and you have to unbag like 30 bags of fish, it gets a little daunting. But I love it. And is Mystery Snail Gardens here? Does this look familiar? You can barely see it. There it is. This mug is from Mystery Snail Gardens. It's got a really rare philodendron in here, which I cannot pronounce the name of, so I'm not even going to try. But I got the Pleco mug. Thank you very much. Well, I mean, I did pay for it, so really, you should be thanking me. But I'm just kidding. Just kidding. But yeah, finally, I wanted to have that up a lot sooner, but just didn't have time. I got a lot of stuff, a lot of crap going on in the background here. Jeez. Oh, there's more crap back there. I'll just leave it. Whatever. Just found my favorite big blue. Wait, my favorite fish, big blue, dead, stuck in a Pleco cave. Oof. That's. Fish deaths are never fun, but it's especially not fun when it's something silly like that. Like, really, you killed yourself by getting stuck in a cave. It's just, that's very frustrating. The only thing more frustrating is like when your own negligence kills a fish. That's extremely frustrating, but something like that is so annoying. George RB3, how you doing? It was good to meet you 2 weekends ago, I think. Maybe I don't even remember when Fishtoberfest was. It's been a blur. 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago. Whew. Dan's fish bags look like a pile of implant samples. They totally do. Like bags of sand. If there's any 40-year-old virgin fans here, that's what that's from. But anyways, speaking of Dan's fish, let's get right into the fish of the week. If you saw my video, I don't know why I just said that like a robot. If you saw my video yesterday, which I honestly wasn't gonna release. I was this close to deleting it because I hate that video so much. But if you did suffer through it, then you will recognize this fish, which is not intermission. It is the Aspidoras spilotis. So I had a few people comment like, what was that Corydora? What was that Aspidora in the tank? And it was this guy right here. They are these. If you've never kept Aspidoras, what's wrong with you? Like they are the cooler Corydoras. They are a Corydonoridae or whatever you want to pronounce it. But these are basically pygmy, smaller versions. I mean, they get like an inch. All Aspidoras are small, but they are insanely hyper. And this is probably the most hyper Aspidoras you're going to see. If you saw that video, you saw they were just all over that tank. And they do that nonstop all day long. Definitely a schooling fish, so you need to get about 6 of them. But the nice thing about this is probably the easiest Aspidoras to breed, and most of them are pretty easy. Like if you've bred Corydoras, you can breed these pretty easily. They love to spawn if you have sponge filters. They love to spawn in the uplift tube, and that's pretty much where they will spawn exclusively if you have that. If you don't have a sponge filter, they're gonna want to spawn where there's flow, right? They're from rivers. They come from this species comes from northern Brazil in rivers, and that's what they spawn in. This is why they spawn in like the uplift tubes. Yeah, they just remove the eggs, separate them, raise them out. They will eat their own eggs, so I would highly recommend taking them out if you do want to spawn them. But otherwise, really simple, easy fish to take care of. I mean, any community tank. They can go in hard water, soft water. If you want to breed, then obviously soft water is probably the way to go. Although Dan has like crazy hard water, and this species breeds in water. There's other species of Aspidoras that won't breed in hard water. But this thing, I'm telling you, they're like guppies. They'll breed in anything. And yeah, I can't recommend them enough. Go watch yesterday's video if you haven't, and you'll see exactly how spazzy they are. Get yourself 6 of them, and if you spawn them, you'll have like 20 or 30 in no time at all. And if you haven't bought from Dan's Fish, you can click on that link and get 10% off your first order. So it's a win-win. It's a win-win-win. Everybody wins. So there you go, the fish of the week. Definitely recommend them. Brookley says I must have them. Yeah, I agree. Amy says, why? I like that video. Lots of bush talk, though. Well, I mean, I love, like, that jungle, bushy look in my aquarium. So, the reason I mean, I had, like, my finger on the delete is because I used my Sony 6400 camera that I use for live streaming here, and I use for macro shots. Now, I haven't filmed an actual video with this camera in a very long time. And because of that, I forgot that it does not have image stabilization. And the whole video is really shaky. Like, even editing the video, I was just like, I don't even want to watch this myself. Like, it's so shaky. I was so upset. But I've like, you know what? I've deleted lots of videos, and everyone always says, just release them anyway. So I'm like, whatever, I'll just release it anyways. And, but I was very close to deleting it. Like, I was so mad at myself for forgetting about not having image stabilization. But you know, I might be a little rusty when it comes to the video, so that won't happen again. We'll go back to the camcorder or the doohickey. I forget what it's called. what, you know, the thing you put the thing on and it like makes it so it doesn't shake. What is it? Somebody tell me what that's called. That's gonna bug me. A gimbal. There you go, Jimmy Gimbal. That's I didn't notice. So if you watch the intro and look at like the outer edges, like around here, well, around here, you'll see it's very like blurry and it kind of moves. That's my editing removing the shakiness. I didn't do it on the aquarium because it's really hard to remove that on the aquarium. I mean, it's not hard, it just doesn't look natural at all. So if you watch the intro, you'll see it kind of just like the outer edges kind of like moving around because it's stabilized. I'm trying to stabilize my face, and it kind of just the way the software works. Matt Gray, excuse me, coming in with the wow. Based on what I've seen from the fish tubing community, quality doesn't matter very much. I don't know if that's like a diss on the fish keeping community or, I mean, it's true though. It's true. But still, I'm kind of a schnob when it comes to that. Like, if you release a video and it's not at least in 1080, I won't watch it. I don't. It could be the best video in the world, but if it looks like it was filmed on a phone, I will not watch it. I don't care what the information is. I just won't watch it. I can't. So I kind of look at my videos the same way. Like, I can't even watch this to edit it. How am I going to release this? But because everyone on the live stream says, stop deleting videos, release them, I did it. And, you know, it's got a couple thousand views, so I can't complain. What editing program do I use? Filmora Wondershare. Filmora Wondershare. Fish tubers are good with fish, not videos. I mean, there's definitely some really good fish tubers out there, though. I mean, but as a whole, for sure, most people are just filming with their phone, which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, don't get me wrong, if somebody made like a video of like CW111s, okay, I'm gonna watch it. Like, even if it was filmed with a potato, I'm gonna watch. I'm exaggerating when I say I'll never watch anything but 1080p, but if it's just like, oh, this is a pretty good video and it's in 720 or 480, I'm just like, I'm out. Viewers show up for the personalities, then what the heck are all you doing here? Like, what the heck? I watch half my YouTube on TV, the other half I have playing on my phone while I'm at work, so it's sort of a half and half between video quality being important or not. The other thing is I don't really like the audio either. It was really hangy, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know if it makes sense or not, but it was just hangy. Ginger Grumble with the $5 super chat says, because I missed 15 minutes, please. Is it already 15? Oh, well, I started late, so. Well, that reminds me, good and bad news. Good and bad news. We'll do the bad news first. So there's not going to be any Monday stream next week. I have a doctor's appointment, and it was either do it Monday or do it January. So, yeah, that's the bad news. Good news is I will make up the stream probably on a Thursday or Friday afternoon around noonish. There doesn't seem to be anyone streaming around there, so we'll make up the stream then. And then the following Monday, we will return to the 2-hour stream. So tonight's going to be, I think I can go for about an hour, hour and a half today. We'll see. I got someone coming over to help me finish the my fireplace in my house tonight. If we can get it finished tonight, then it saves all of tomorrow, so I can do something else. So I'll go until they show up, and yeah. So, but no stream next Monday. Monday after that, back to the 2-hour streams. How am I supposed to edit next Monday evening without you? I don't know how you can edit and like listen to me. Like, I'll listen to music very softly, but I don't know if I can listen to someone like talking. I don't know. I'm not that good. Apistogramma cockatoides wild type. Any tips other than starving them to accept pellets? I definitely wouldn't starve them. That's not a fish that I would play chicken with when it comes to feeding. I would definitely go with live live is not an option, I would go frozen. If frozen is not an option, I would go freeze-dried and kind of work my way down the list from there. But if they didn't eat for like 2 days, that's about as much as I'm willing to gamble on a wild fish, because that thing's made like a week-long journey, probably already with limited or no food. So I think when you get fishing, the first thing you should do is try to fatten them up, no matter what food they're going to eat, right? Bloodworms, blackworms, just I would immediately try to get weight on food that get shipped, or a fish that gets shipped in. If it makes you feel better, Bob, I noticed the sound and video issues immediately. Well, at least, I mean, honestly, at least somebody did. But I noticed it was not intolerable at all. It's just like, I don't know. It's just disappointing. What the heck am I supposed to do in this time window? I have very strict schedule I like to keep. You're gonna make me twitchy? Someone's got to be streaming. There's like 3 people that stream at this time now, right? Like, besides me. So I think like 4 people stream Monday evenings now. Fish Tank Barn says, I love Filmora, super easy to use. Yeah, I mean, I've played around with Adobe, and it's just like, what takes me an hour to do in Adobe takes me like 5 minutes in Filmora. And honestly, Filmora now versus Filmora like 5 years ago is night and day difference. It's so much better. April says, the Replay Queen got a second to pop in on the live. I just wanted to say a quick hi to all of you lovely fish people. April, thank you so much for stopping in. Just a linear air pump from Aquarium Co-op. Anyone know if my 1.5-inch PVC is too large? Shouldn't be. I already have it, so I would like to save myself money. I wouldn't go 2 inches, but you should be fine in 1.5. I think Danny, if you've seen any of her fish room videos on my channel, I think she has 2-inch pipe, or maybe she had 2-inch pipe and we downgraded to 1 inch. I think you'll be okay with 1.5 though. I wouldn't do 2-inch myself personally. Alex Secure History just swapped his Monday stream to Tuesday. Yeah, but he was after me though. I think there's like 3 people that stream at like 5:30 and on. Steam says it's annoying when you take footage for a future video, then a month later you realize it's trash and can't redo any of the footage. I've been there too. And I'm actually worried about that right now because I'm filming a CO2 video. So I'm like super nervous I'm going to do something. So I already like managed to break one of my SD cards, and it's a 512 gigabyte. Luckily I was able to pull all the content off of it, but it doesn't work anymore. Like it won't work in a camera anymore. I wish I could get blackworms locally. Me too. I don't have a way to get them anymore. I've never tried them because I don't trust mail order blackworms. I'd be curious to try myself. I haven't yet, but I'd be curious because they come from California, so hopefully they'd be okay. But I haven't tried them yet. Bloodworms have been good enough so far. Dolbeck Aqua Design says, I also use Filmora. Yeah, it's not bad at all. Like, a few years ago, people would be like, oh, you need to upgrade, you need something better. But I mean, really, it's actually pretty good. It's not wild type, it's wild type, not actually wild. Oh, okay. But thanks for the info. Currently feeding frozen Artemia, Cyclops, and black mosquito larvae. Just want them to get used to eating pellets for Christmas vacations. I get it. Oh, just give them time, be patient. Definitely be patient. Good Lord, how do you break an SD card? I have no idea. I went to put it in my camera and it was like, no SD cards. I'm like, what? So I looked at it and the thing was all broken. So yeah, like physically broken. Only thing annoying is the default audio ducking. I believe you can turn that off. But also now the most annoying thing is the million pop-ups. Every time you open the program, pop-ups, pop-ups. Every time you close the program, oh, please rate this, do that. That's what I hate. That's That would be the worst thing about it, in my opinion. Jiminy Christmas, over 2 years? No wonder I'm broke. Not to mention all the beef jerky you sent me. That's the real reason you broke. Beef jerky ain't cheap. Thank you so much, member, for 25 months. Jiminy Christmas, one of my favorite sayings. Shipping is pricey though. They let you pick delivery date. I do plan on working with some species that I might actually have to order some live blackworms for, but we'll see. Hopefully not. Hopefully the bloodworms, the frozen bloodworms, will do the trick. Steven says, I'm always nervous about feeding live blackworms because of diseases. Is this true? I don't think it's any more prevalent than like frozen bloodworms. There's a lot of people that clean frozen bloodworms before they feed them to their fish because they swear like they're harvesting some, or they're not harvesting, but they have diseases, or they can potentially have diseases. So I know people that like rinse off their bloodworms and clean them before feeding them. I never have, and I've never noticed. I mean, I've had fish get sick, but I can't say like this fish was sick because of something that was on the frozen bloodworms. That's never happened. Uh-oh. Sorry, I forgot it. I keep this on for the last stream, but I don't for this stream. Sorry. All right. Silenced. Carmel's Creation says, Steenfott Aquatics, today I saw alien bettas for sale at Petco in Squim, Washington. Compared to the other fish, they seem to be in good health. And new to the store, I couldn't resist myself from buying one. I'll never knock anyone from buying fish from a Petco or PetSmart. I still think, I mean, they kill a lot of fish, but they still bring a lot of people into the hobby. So I go back and forth. And plus, alien bettas are pretty sweet. And I'm not even a big betta person anymore, but alien bettas are pretty sweet. For some reason, I don't get the pop-ups anymore. I don't know. Von Hoff says, any concern about Cory's on Eco Complete? Yes. I've done it in the past. I don't know that I would do it again. I'm specifically removing my Aspidoras out of... So the video I had yesterday had my Aspidoras. There's the substrate is sand, Eco Complete, and just smooth gravel. It's called Skin River Rock. So that rock is smooth, which is fine. But Eco Complete, I don't know that I would ever put Cory's on them again, because I've said in the past, like, oh, no problem. But when you really start looking at like their barbels and some of their fins, you can definitely tell, even now, like going back to some of my videos from like 5 years ago, like their barbels are just really short when they should be a lot longer. It's like, sure, maybe on this specific strain they don't grow long or something like, but it's like, why even risk it? I'm planning on breeding a few species of Aspidoras here in the next month or two, as well as some Corydoras lortoensis, and I'm just gonna put them on sand. After going to Dan's Fish, his warehouse where all his Corys are on sand, like they just seem happier. I don't know what it is, but just watching them dig through the sand versus watching them trying to dig through Eco Complete, it's a huge difference. So I'm definitely I've definitely jumped ship. I'm no longer like saying no big deal for Cory's on Eco. I'm definitely like, put them on sand. You'll get way better behavior out of them. And it looks cooler. So I'm not saying that sand looks cooler than Eco Complete. I'm saying a Cory through sand, like sifting through sand, looks cooler than trying to watch them sift through gravel or Eco Complete. Bow Wow says, I've been breeding Scarlet Batis and one has some fin damage that was healing. It started getting worse and the white cotton has grown. Tried salt for a few weeks with no improvement. Any tips? That's a really long time. If salt didn't work, honestly, I would hit the triple med, I would throw everything at them. I wouldn't go one at a time if it's already been 2 weeks. I would do all 3 of the triple meds, the triple med combo. Blue Water Jim says, and if you don't know what that is, it's the co-op triple med combo that you can find on their website. I keep all my cories on sand mixed with a small amount of river pebbles. See, now that I think actually looks like a good scape too. Like that actually looks good. And the rounded river pebbles are not going to harm them at all. Except for those godforsaken gold lasers. They are all breeding faster than I can get rid of them. Yes, that'll definitely be one species that I won't breed, is those is the golds. Yep. It seems like everyone and their grandmothers are breeding those fish right now. Whips World, what's going on? Good to see you. Don't record that one. Greg Doniger hits it perfectly. You just get more natural behavior, and that's kind of what I've been going for lately. More El Natural, right? I love watching fish with sand. Even African cichlids, pick it up and blow it out. Yeah, I would definitely only do sand for African cichlids, for sure. I'm actually making like a 2-hour trip one way just to buy a buttload of sand. Because I'm gonna be setting up a lot of 20-gallon longs that I'm gonna be using sand in. A bunch of 10 gallons I'm gonna be using sand in. So Palmer Aquatics, what's going on, buddy? Says, I'm trying to get serious with streaming. Anyone know an open time slot? Not trying to stream over someone else. You have to go to this website, my friend. Let me get you the link, because I think I'm the only one that can. Maybe mods can. I'm not sure. Actually, I'm pretty sure mods can. And thanks for the $5, buddy. I appreciate it. But here, you got to check out this website. That's what I do. So this is going to have a whole calendar of when everyone streams. But honestly, it's almost, unless you're going like at 11 o'clock during the day when everyone's at work anyways, like you're going to be streaming over someone. So let's see. Right now there's 1, 2, 3 people according to this. Well, just 2, but at 6 there'll be 3 of us streaming. So there's it's inevitable. Yeah, Whips World says, can't worry about it. There are too many people streaming. Yep. Like Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday evenings are packed. Sundays are light, or not. Saturdays are light. Sunday is insanely busy, but Sundays there's some time on Sunday, for sure. Saturday. I don't know why I keep saying Sunday. So like next week I'm missing my Monday stream. I'm thinking about making it up on a Saturday because it's been years since I've done a Saturday stream. So maybe we'll see. There's quite a bit of time on Saturday. But definitely you just got to do it. Fives Aquatics says, let's get the thumbs a poppin', y'all. One of them like spikes. I don't even have likes on here right now. Yeah, mine's not updated. Well, we do need 24 more likes, so if you haven't liked it, I would appreciate it. You could do a happy hour stream. When is happy hour? I don't even know anymore. I cannot say your name. Zelly Belly? There we go. Sorry. It didn't look that simple when I first saw it. Zelly Belly says, as a watcher of Twitch gamers, I think it's very kind of Fish Fam to try to schedule around each other, but eventually viewers will just have to choose. It's true. That's kind of where we're at. It's kind of where we're at. Best cold water Cory and Pleco to go with fancy goldfish. That's Corydoras paleatus will be your cold water Cory. And then probably bushy nose Plecos. I wouldn't consider them cold water, but I have bred them in the upper 60s. So depending on how cold you want to go, but definitely Paleatus Corydoras can go really cold. Like I've had them down in the 50s before. Wouldn't recommend it long term, but they can do 60s easy. Regina Phalange says, Steenfott, where can we find the star plant? So talking about one of the plants I talked about in my video yesterday, which if you haven't seen it, go watch it, even though it's really shaky and the audio is bad. But one of the plants I talk about is stargrass, and it's definitely never a plant that you're gonna find in an LFS. Well, unless it's like a super specialized, like ADA type store, right? Your standard LFS, like you'll probably never see it at the co-op. My LFS that was up here, never saw it there. It's something that you're gonna have to find from like a local club member or like the planettank.net. They have a buy sell section there. There's if you do Facebook, there is a really fun plant group on Facebook. I want to make sure I get the name. It's called Planted Tank Quick Auctions. It's a private group, so you have to, like, you know, search for it, find it, and then apply to join it. But they do like 24-hour auctions, and these are like plant people. These are not people like flipping crypts or Anubias. This is like, you know, I'm pulling cuttings out of my tanks. So right now there's like an entire tray of Bucephalandra on auction right now. Just a huge clump of narrow leaf Java fern, which is really hard to find, believe it or not. I've been looking for that one for a while. 4 pounds of Rotala, hurrah! So Planted Tank Quick Auctions. Another big clump of Boost, some Bulbitis. But your best bet for stargrass is going to be a really good plant nerd. Now, yeah, I don't know if you're involved. You have lots of fish clubs in your area. I don't know if you go to any of them, but yeah, you're gonna have to go to like a specialty place to find that one. How low can Variatus platies go? I haven't broken down my garage pond yet. I still have a ton of Hawaiian Variatus platies out in my pond, and they're fry even. I'm actually gonna have to the pond to make sure I get them all. But it's down, like I think it got like into the 30s one night last week, and they're still out there like living life. I'm feeding them every day, and yeah, they'll probably end up on my website once I pull them all out and try to sell a couple of them. I was gonna bring some to Fishtoberfest, but I was just not in the mood to bag fish. I already spent hours like packing plants, and I was just like, ugh, I don't want to bag any more fish. Like I think I bagged like 15 fish, and I was like, this is why I quit shipping fish, because bagging fish is not fun. So yeah. Stephen P says, I just bought some purple Bacopa from that group. It's a cool group. There you go. Planted Tank Quick Auctions. Thank you, Zenny. There's I think there's like 10,000 members. Or wait, did I just say how many members there were? I don't remember. Well, there's a fair amount of people. 7,000 members. Oh, I better shake this first. Mix it up. I've been spending a lot of time in that group because I'm doing CO2 now. I need something more than just your run-of-the-mill Anubias. You know, I need to get away from these easy plants and get some cool plants, like my Anagalodia Kufalabodia. I don't even know what it's called, but it's that sweet orange plant with the small leaves. Did you sell out of your Coste Tetras, man? No, I didn't. I didn't even bring them the second day. I think I sold like 2 bags the first day, and the second day I didn't take any fish. The second day, I only took plants. I was like, I'm just gonna keep the rest. I like them. I'm gonna keep them. That group just got a huge spike in new members requests. Most of these plants you're going to find in that group are going to be from High Tech Tanks CO2. I mean, you'll find some that will be like no CO2 used, but it's definitely for the hardcore nerds. I just applied to that Facebook group. Thanks. First question, are you a human? I said almost always. Oh, man. There was too much money to spend money on, or there was too much to spend money on anyways. I blew my budget by 40 bucks at Fishtoberfest. Honestly, I didn't plan on really buying anything, and then I bought a lot more than I probably should have. I have something for you and me. I have something for you and Danny. Bob, contact me or Zen. All right. Just joined. Dang, I wish I owned that group. Not that you get anything from it, but I tried to delete my Facebook group the other day, and apparently there's no way to delete Facebook groups. So, which seems really bizarre to me. So, no. To answer your question, Johnny, no. I want to come back out though. Johnny, how are the West? How's the West African shipment? Like, I've been looking at your website every day, waiting for these fish to come on the website. I don't know if you're allowed to say. Maybe I should look right now in case you just did it. Like, it's usually the way it works. Golden Congo tetras, nice, nice, very nice, very nice. Nope. I see one. Zinguenses. Yeah. You probably mentioned it on the stream, and I didn't watch last week's stream. Nope, you can't delete groups. All you can do is remove everybody out of them and then close the group. See, that's too much work. Like, there's I have like 3,000 people in my group. And I haven't... Okay, I'm specifically are the Nanochromis. Nope. Oh yeah, one of them, the Paralis. $20. That's a really good price. Man, you need someone in there taking pictures, because this is a really beautiful fish for only $20. That's crazy. And I know you already know that, but I'm saying it anyways. Our wallets don't plan it, but our mind does. Yeah, I ended up buying shrimp, a couple plants. I don't even remember anymore, but I only spent like 80, 90 bucks at Fishtoberfest, which is way cheaper than or way less than I spent last year. I was attempting to go as a business and actually make money, but that didn't work out, so I'm like, well, if I'm not making any money, I might as well just spend money. And that always works out for me, so I definitely won at that game. We have 66 rainbowfish, 16 species. I think we all have an addiction. That's amazing. Oh no, you lost the nudiceps? What about... are those the only two you got? I thought you got some of the splendens. Or am I not supposed? I'm probably not supposed to say what, because I mean I know what you got, but I don't think I'm supposed to say. So forget I said that. That never happened. Congo puffers came in from that shipment. It came in surprisingly good and are nice and fat. Nice. I need to catch up on the streams. Oh no, you didn't get any splendens. That's too bad. That is the best looking one. Hey Bob, it's been a bit. This is my first day off work in weeks. Been working 90-hour work weeks. That's crazy. Stir fry. 90 hours. I've been there. I don't miss it at all. Man, those Paralis. I wonder if I have any pictures of mine from when I used to keep them. Although I'm sure you want to use your own. They are such a rad fish. If you guys have never kept Nanochromis, I recommend them. I wonder if Danikin will sell me some of his blend-ins. I should have asked when I was there. Where do you find bookshelf tanks? Is that a uniform size? No. A bookshelf tank is basically whatever fits on your bookshelf. It's just a style of tank more than, like, we know a 40 breeder is 36 by 18. A bookshelf tank is just a small tank that fits on your bookshelf. There's no like set size for it. Missed the last swap here, only 2 a year, but taught me a bunch of kids, but taught a bunch of fit. Alex, let me regroup and try this comment and try to read this comment again. The last swap here, only 2 a year, but taught a bunch of kids bow fishing basics. That always looks kind of fun to me. And got a hold of an owl and a hawk, so worth it. Like, as a pet, you now have a pet owl and a pet hawk. Then that is worth it. How much of the I didn't stay for the auction. I actually once it was auction time, I broke down my table and left. I don't know why on this trip, like when I went to Wyoming, it didn't really bother me at all. But this trip, for some reason, I was really missing my dogs, and I think it's because I had we had just moved to my my house, and I think I was just worried about them because, you know, they're in a new area, and they were all 3 abandoned before, so I think I was just like, oh, maybe they're getting abandoned again. I don't know, something about me just, it was weird. I just really missed my dogs and I wanted to get home, so I didn't stay for the auction. Most bookshelf tanks I've seen have been rimless. That should make them about 10 times more expensive than Aquarium tanks. Actually, the rimless tanks are 50% off at Petco right now, as well as the Aquarium ones. So now I don't know if they doubled the price before they did the 50% off sale, because I don't track the prices, but that it wouldn't put it past me if they raised the price and then put them at 50% off. Let's just say that. Not accusing them, I've just worked in enough retail places that have done that, so. Johnny, I think Kenny E was the only bidder. I know he brought them back home. Oh man. Oh man, those are just a tough fish overall. Like, what do you do with those? I don't even know. Like, buy a pool? They get like 9 feet long. They're super active, crazy. 50 hours of overtime pay a week? That's got to be nice. Matt says 90 hours is about average for it. It doesn't matter if you work for yourself, dude. That doesn't count. Overtime only sucks when you're making someone else money. If you work for yourself, then it's not overtime. Lucas says, I skipped out on a local auction this weekend because I thought my dog would miss me as well. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, they were well taken care of, but I was still like, it's just, if they weren't rescue like abandoned dogs previously, I probably wouldn't have worried about it. Aquarium Cockpit says, I was at Twin Cities Guppy today. I want to go to that store so bad. I love Kang Lee and his family. I really need to make it out there one of these days. Plus, they're in a mall. I haven't been to a mall, I think, since the 90s. Like, I don't even, malls are still a thing? I don't know. Like, that's crazy to me. I want to go see one. If they're Bricon, they're only like 15 inches. That's still crazy big for that type of fish, though. Like, still, like, it's not like a 15-inch Oscar in a 125. Like, a 15-inch group of 15-inch hyperactive fish like that, just like, they're gonna be like torpedoing out of the tank. They're just gonna be shooting around everywhere. Kenny does have that huge acrylic tank though, so hopefully they're not Dorado. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Hopefully they're just not the Dorados. I've seen the Dorados making pounds at wholesalers. So who knows? I don't know. The mall is so depressing. Do they still have arcades? Like, if they still have arcades at the mall, I'm totally down to go to the mall. And the Eat Street or whatever, like, that food is so disgustingly good. Like, that in an arcade, I'd be down to go to the mall. If I can get some disgustingly good food and a couple quarters at the arcade, that sounds like a good day to me. You got to do a meet and greet at TC Twin Cities Guppies. I feel like if I did a meet and greet, I would just, like, I'm not a very egotistical person at all, but I feel like if I did like a meet and greet and like 3 people showed up, I'd probably get kind of depressed. Like, that would kind of hurt me, and that would kind of hurt a little bit. And I feel like that's exactly what would happen. Like, I'm not the co-op. Like, I just can't show up somewhere and have like 200 people or 1,000 people show up. I'm quite a bit smaller than that. I mean, if I went to Twin Cities Guppies, I would definitely be posting it everywhere and talking about it in the live streams and Instagram and my community tab for sure. But I don't think I would do like an official meet and greet. Malls are a shell of what they were in the 90s here. I've always had this dream of opening my own arcade. Pinball machines, like just some nice 80s arcade games. And I feel like it would probably do pretty well. Like, you know, I think it would do okay. Like, I can't be the only nostalgic person out there that would go to that. Like, I think a lot of people would go to it. Would you get return people? I don't know. Would it be like one of those things where it's like one and done? I did it, that was fun, but you know what? I got my phone I could play games on. I don't know. The arcade is really kid friendly, not like you remember. See, I would need like Double Dragon in there, like Street Fighter, some racing games. I don't know. I think more old people walk around any mall than people actually shop. I'm just gonna have to go to a mall and check it out one of these days. Food court, yeah, the food court. What is disgustingly good food? It's like you take something that's disgusting and then you put it in a fryer and it makes it good because fried food is good. I don't know. It's food that tastes good, but then like an hour later you're like, why did I just eat that? Like, my guts are pissed. It's coming out in liquid form, like, but it was so good when you ate it, you know? That's what disgustingly good food is. Bally's Casino in Las Vegas just opened up a big arcade, so you're probably right. The time is now for arcades. I mean, they also have very deep pockets, so it's not like, you know, this is our only business, so that helps, sure. Up Down is a real good arcade bar, so... See, I don't know, like, I've heard of these arcade bars. We're going way off topic, I apologize, we're not talking about fish here, but... I feel like mixing booze and arcade games is a terrible idea. Like, you get someone that's really like starts slamming around joysticks and buttons. I've fixed up and rehabbed enough arcade games in my lifetime to know, like, it's not fun. It's not fun to fix those things. Parts are hard to find, especially like tube TVs, and like people start getting drunk and banging on them. I don't know about that. I don't know. Sbarro Fund only found in malls and the Ohio Turnpike. I don't know what a Sbarro is. But thank you for the $5 super chat, Mike. I appreciate it. Sbarro Fund. What's a Sbarro? I have no idea. Oh, Sbarro. Oh, okay. I've heard of this before. Sbarro's Pizza. I thought this was like a New York thing. Obviously, I'm wrong. Kind of looks good. Now I want pizza. Dang it. I haven't seen a Sbarro in years. If you put your finger in your ear and scratch, it makes the waka 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 noise from Pac-Man. What? Oh, man. We've got a Dave & Buster's arcade, sports bar, decent food. Malls were originally designed with apartment housing built in, but the vast majority of the U.S. decided acres of parking structures was more important. Our mall is a mile from anything. Sbarro is moderately decent pizza. Pizza versus dosa. I have no idea what dosa is. Now we're getting into food talk, and we're gonna make everyone mad. But yeah, I don't know what dosa is. Noel says, I feel my 80s hair and leg warmer memories creeping to the surface. That's such a good time. I wish we could bring that back. Get your big 80s hair, get your leg warmers. Let's do some calisthenics. I don't know. We can rollerblade down the strip, whatever that means, you know? It's clearly the best decade for a reason. Langley on Whidbey Island has a great arcade with mostly old school pinball machines. Really? Whidbey Island of all places? That's weird. Hey Bob, how's that cheesecake going? It's not. Like, I'm never going to have it. I have too many guppies. What do I do with them? No, I'm not buying Oscars. Ugh. Can you take them to your local fish store? That's what most people do. I don't know if you have that kind of relationship with the LFS, or even if you have an LFS. But the one thing you could do is start feeding less, and then they won't reproduce so much. So I realize it's kind of a double-edged sword there. Like you gotta feed them, right? You gotta do it. But when I was doing my breeding fish for profit tank, which was guppies, shrimp, and bristlenose, when I needed them to like calm down and not breed as much, I just cut back feeding to once every 3 days. Rainbowfish and VHS for life. That's true. But I do want, if anyone has one of those old big silver boom boxes laying around from like the 80s, and you want to get rid of it, I'll pay for shipping. You can ship it to me. It's got to work though. It doesn't have to, but I would definitely prefer. If you have one of those old silver boom boxes laying around from the 80s, I would definitely be interested. You have no idea how bad I want one. I can smell my sister's Aquanet hairspray. Fun fact, I used to use that hairspray, so I know all about that hairspray. And then I learned how much fun it was to use with a lighter, and I was not allowed to get hairspray anymore. That Aquanet hairspray, man, that was something. Like, there could be someone like four houses down using it, and you're like, that's the hairspray. Oh, man. That's a trip down memory lane. I still have the original Atari. Yeah, I would kill for a 2600 in good working condition. I have a working black boom boxes, but there's no way I'm selling it. Huh. I wasn't offering to buy it. I just said I'd pay for shipping. Oh, man. Frankfurter thing is what defines the dog, not the bread around it. Obviously, there are modifiers. I don't really care what it's classified. I just care if it's good or not. I don't care if it's a sandwich. I don't care if it's a burrito. Like, whatever, as long as it's good. You just took one of those boom boxes to a Goodwill in Puyallup? Oh my gosh. Do you know how much those sell for on eBay? They go for hundreds and hundreds of dollars. Dang it. Dang it. Oh well, I guess I should have said something a couple weeks ago. You remember playing Pong, I assume, on Atari? Yep, it was one of the first games I ever played with my grandfather. Pong. Hairspray, flamethrower. Nope, never done that. I know. Well, once they took my hairspray away, like all the WD-40 disappeared. And they were like, who's using all the WD-40? I'm like, I don't know. And I'm out there making fireballs. Oh, man. Curtis Schindler with the $1 super chat. Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Kids, do not try that at home. Or if you do, try it with parental supervision and get grounded. Oh, man. I got hired to clear a house in Fife. Anyone need new tennis shoes size 17? Do you want me to call Shaquille O'Neal? Like, I don't know. I think he's like size 22 though. Wow, 17. That's impressive. Oh boy, I cannot pronounce this. Bob, have you seen Carino-Tetradon, Irubesco, or Imitator available lately? No. Not a huge puffer guy, but I saw these in a shop. I'd probably take them home. If I saw them in a shop, I'd probably take them home. The only puffers I ever see are the brackish puffers, so like the green or the figure 8. And now pea puffers are making the round. Pea puffers are everywhere right now. So that's about all I see lately. I don't even see fajakas on lists very much anymore. Look up bump box. It's got to be silver. I want the equalizer. Like the equalizer is a big selling point for me. What was that? Bump box? I'm gonna look it up right now because, you know, I'm only streaming. I need me a ghetto blaster. Bump box is a pregnancy subscription box. Did you just troll me? Like, did I just get trolled? I'm now subscribed to a monthly prescription to pregnancy box. Bumpboxes.com. So what do you do? So you subscribe to this for like 9 months and get like all the crap no one else wanted sent to you? 12-month subscription at $40 a month. Wow. 5 items tailored to your due date. All right, well, I guess there's subscriptions for everything right now. I don't know. Although not for fish stuff anymore, as you know, that one's not around. Okay, I found the real site. I'll look it up later. Or I'll look at it later. Cascadia Aquatics is running out of business. I just bought all their zebra pleco food and guppy food. Oh, that's too bad. Aren't they local to me? Or isn't she local to me? Nothing on our website saying they're going out of business. Is it their Facebook that says that? Let's look. Yeah, she's not too far from me, as a matter of fact. I think I even bought a pleco from her. Wait, why am I on? Hold on. All right, folks. Okay, now let's look on the Facebook here. Tell me I need to log into Facebook. I'm already logged into Facebook, you idiot. I enjoyed the last video on low maintenance plants. Oh, thank you. I hated it personally, but I'm glad somebody enjoyed it. Oh, I'm up here, that's why. Okay, let's search Cascadia Aquatics. Of course it doesn't come up. I think that's Sarah, isn't it? I mean, like, I'm probably wrong because I have a terrible memory. Well, the faith her, well, I don't know. I think it's her, but her Facebook page is shut down. Instagram page is shut down. That's not a good sign. Maybe she's finally shut down. The Cascadia Facebook is gone. Yeah, it's gone for me too. That's too bad. That's not Dina, is it? No, I think it's Sarah, but I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's Sarah. Bob, if you want some boom boxes, I have one from the 80s, brand new in the box. Yes, I do. If you will email me at steenfottaquatics@gmail.com with how much you want for it and maybe like a brand and model number, I would definitely be curious. Could be Sarah. It's been a while. Yeah. 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 I mean, I don't know that she was ever doing it full time. It was just like a side gig for her. So maybe just got tired of doing it. I don't know. Yeah, Woodby Island, Washington. Yeah, yep, that's her. So maybe if I click on some products, is it on sale? Sold out? Sold out? Cereals? Her Pleco food has cereal in it? There's some Captain Crunch in the Pleco food? I might have to try that myself. I love Captain Crunch. I don't eat it because it scars the bejesus out of the top of my mouth. If I plant pothos in my substrate and have it coming out of the tank, will it survive? It would probably survive, depending on what species of pothos. I will send you one that, when I send them to you, if I ever get my boxes delivered to me, I will send you one that hopefully will work like that. I don't think you need any of the roots outside of the water for some of these to live. Everything is 30% off at checkout. It's always sad to see something like that go away. I don't know if, maybe just personal reasons. It could have nothing to do with the business. That's too bad though. She was really nice. I've met her a couple times. Can you run multiple tanks that are far away from each other with the CO2 unit from Aquarium Co-op, or would it be a problem to run 3 tanks next to each other and one tank 8 feet from the other? I think if your plan is to do that, you would probably definitely want the co-op one, since you can adjust each one individually. I don't see a problem with that at all. Like, just the longer the hose, like the more resistance you'll have. So like if you have one that's like 3 feet long and you turn it like a quarter of the way, and you have one that's like 20 feet long and you turn it a quarter of the way, what's going to happen eventually? Sure, eventually, but it'll take maybe like 10 minutes to get your 1 drop per second coming out of like a 3 feet of hose. If it's 20 feet away, by the time you turn it on, it could be like 20 minutes before you finally start getting bubbles. So, but it would most definitely work though. It would just take some fine tuning, and that's what's great about the co-op one, is that it lets you fine tune it. I still got my mid-80s Sony G Blaster. That's so awesome. I remember the blaster. It's a JVC boombox radio TV. I'd want like $1,000 at least. Oh my gosh, it has the TV in it. Oh yeah, that's actually really expensive. Yeah. Thanks for the reminder. You got to order boxes. I ordered boxes from the Postal Service and they got lost in the mail. Their own product from their own warehouse got lost in the mail. So I order them again. I just got the notification on the last stream, and we're like, sorry, but your boxes are undeliverable because we have no idea where they are. Like, I don't know how they lose their own stuff mailed from their own warehouse. That's great. Lisa P says, have a great night, everybody. Thanks for the guppy advice. Yeah, I mean, I wish I had more advice to you. It's one of the hardest things about guppies, getting overrun with guppies. Like, what do you do with them? Anytime somebody asks me about getting guppies or endlers, I always say, make sure you have a plan. You need a plan to get rid of them. If I lose my betta from what looks like wasting disease, but I treat it with Paracleanse, can I add a new betta, or do I need to break down the tank? I wouldn't break down the tank. If anything, I would, if there was live plants, if you're really worried about it, I would maybe take out the live plants and just salt the crap out of it and do, you know, and raise the temperature for like a week and then just do a bunch of water changes to remove the salt. I don't think it would have to be. It would have to be something very severe for me to actually like break down an entire tank. Eric Wyrock says, dude, I just set up my aquarium co-op CO2 regulator. It is amazeballs. First dual stage regulator I've had and really enjoy being able to set my operating pressure. It's pretty awesome. Like I've used I've used Aquatech, I've used Milwaukee. Like I still have brand new in-box Milwaukee regulators. And this co-op one is really, really nice. I'm just not saying that because Corey's like one of my friends. I'm actually saying it because it's true. So, yeah, as a matter of fact, right there. Actually, this box is probably empty, but still. I have one somewhere that's not set up. Broadcast TV is no more. I wish. Unfortunately, broadcast is very much alive. I have an HD antenna, and I get all kinds of channels. I get Grit. Grit is the only channel I watch. There's all kinds of weird channels out there that are being broadcasted. It's like radio stations. You can find all kinds of weird stuff out there. But I get Grit, and all they do is play like old westerns from like the 50s and 60s, like TV shows, and it is great. I love it. I mean, I don't know that a JVC boombox would pick them up, but can aquarium lilies be revived if they've died off? In my experience, no. I'm sure they can, but I've never had one lose all of its leaves and come back. Maybe I just have really bad luck, but in my experience, no. There are a few ember tetras and a mono shrimp. Honestly, if the ember tetras are fine, I wouldn't even worry about it. Like if you have other stuff in there that's not sick, I wouldn't even worry about it. There's many things that could cause a betta to stop eating and waste away. So yeah. If there's other fish in there and they're fine, I wouldn't even worry about it. I would just go buy another betta or whatever you want to put in there. Really, in my area, there are no broadcast channels left. You have to have the ability to get decimal channels like 33.4 or like 55.6. Those are the weird channels that you should be able to pick up, but maybe not. Alex Gonzalez says, Fail Army channel can be chuckle. My wife is addicted to Bon Appetit. Isn't that crazy that Fail Army has its own freaking channel? Like, that blew my mind when I saw it. Like, this is how many subscribers do they have? Like, I remember when they had like 2 million subscribers, which seems like a lot, but it's not for them. Fail Army. 16.2 million subscribers. And they have their own TV channel now. That's just crazy. And honestly, I hated the videos that they talked in. Like, they used to do, I don't know if they still do, I don't really watch it that much anymore, but they used to have like that news type channel or videos where they would actually talk about the videos and then show them, like that stupid MTV show. It's like, I don't need all that stuff. Just show me someone getting hit by a car and let me laugh and move on, right? That's a little extreme, but I probably could have chosen a better example. Like someone getting kicked off a horse. I don't know. all the goofy stuff they do. I planted a Taiwan lily and my mystery snail immediately started munching. Did it start munching the lily or the bulb? I'm actually kind of curious about that. What are my top 3 prettiest freshwater fish choices? I have 9 zebra plecos with 13 killifish and 2 autos. I don't know that I can answer that. Definitely probably some species of Radinocentris. Not Radinocentris, Pseudomagil fricata is definitely a top 3. Man, I don't know. That's tough. Pseudomagil fricata, I can say without a doubt, is one of the best looking freshwater fish. There's some pretty gnarly looking, I mean that in a good way, dwarf cichlids out there. I talked about the Nanochroma splendens. If you've never seen one of those before, let me just show you real quick because they are crazy looking. They look so good. Is there actually a decent picture of them? Kind of. Uh-oh, I lost it. Here we go. So like this guy here, I really love these fish. They're just absolutely beautiful. There's just so many. Like I don't know. You could pick just 3. If you asked me 5 years ago, I probably would have said a zebra pleco, but I don't think zebra plecos makes my top 3 list. Hey Bob, I was hit by a car in a crosswalk. Not funny. I lived, so it's funny. I mean, I hit somebody in my car. Was it you? Did I hit you with my car? No, actually, I had somebody run out in front of me, so it wasn't even my fault. So, I can't get any plants to stay in the substrate ever. My Amazon sword is the only one. How deep is your substrate? Like, or do you have like bushy nose plecos in there, uprooting everything? It shouldn't be that hard to get plants to root in the substrate and to stay. Like, I definitely see I've seen a lot of how-to videos on planted tanks on YouTube where they're only putting in like an inch of substrate, and that really grinds my gears. If you actually try to plant plants in 1 inch of substrate, it's like, it's not fun at all. Me personally, I'm like, I want at least 3 inches of substrate because you can get anything to stay in 3 inches of substrate. Live Feeding ASMR says, I got hit by a car one time. I ended up on her hood. I just asked for $10. Prettiest fish for me, San Marco Goodyead. Oh man, Goodyead. There's some really good looking Goodyeads. Personally, I love the trout Goodyeads. I think they're a beautiful fish. Not a lot of people agree with me, but I don't know. There's so many. Alice says, had 2 male angels fighting, had to separate. I have 1 in a 45-inch gallon tank. Any ideas for some tank mates? Or should I try to see if they will go with the discus in their 6-foot tank? I mean, lots of people are keeping angels with discus, so you can certainly try it. I would hope that large of a tank has enough room for 2 angels to have their own territories. If that's not enough for those 2 angelfish, then they're real jerks. I don't know what to say. I have 10 inches of substrate and I still struggle to keep stuff down. Really? I can't. Maybe if you have like 1 inch starts that you're trying to get stuck down, but I don't know. Like 10 inches of substrate is crazy. You could plant a tree in 1 inch or 10 inches of substrate. I love trout Goodyeads. I wish I had some. I think I only have females. I thought I had 1 male, and I thought I had fry, but it turned out to be something else. So I think I'm stuck with all females. I had 2 pairs of trout Goodyeads. The 30 or so babies I brought in from the tub crashed, and I lost them all. That's rough. That would make me sad if I lost that many trout Goodyeds. It's probably my tweezer technique. Yeah, I mean, substrate plays a role in it too. Like the aqua soil, I find it to be way harder to get stuff to stay down in aqua soil than like Eco Complete or gravel in general. You could, I mean, yeah, if you're really desperate, you could use plant weights as well. That seems pretty extreme. Can you shred that guitar quick? It would not be quick at all. One, because I haven't played in like 2 months. Two, I don't even know where my amp is. And three, I think I ran over my cable, actually. I'm pretty confident that I've got so much crap now because I'm moving stuff everywhere. But somewhere on my cable, I think I ran over it with my chair and broke it. So I gotta buy a new one. I have one here, I think. I have another one somewhere, but I have no idea where. All right. Oh, I do have this one, which allows me to plug it into my computer, which is kind of neat. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to get it to sound good through the USB. So I don't know if that's like a limitation of just going through USB, but it sounds bad, like really bad. So I don't know if I need to try a different brand cable or if that's just how the USB cables are. I don't know. I use toothpicks to keep my plants down sometimes. That's a good tip. I always forget about toothpicks. My answer is more substrate though, always, like, honestly. Tequila Goodyeds are pretty sweet too. Yeah, but I mean, I wouldn't put them in like a top X list of like best looking, but they're nice. But they just have like that little orange streak on the back of their tail, and that's pretty much it. Not a lot of color on them. I put Parva that salvaged from a breakdown and put them in straight gravel. They looked horrible, and now they are pushing out lots of new leaves. I mean, honestly, when I get crypts, I usually cut all the leaves off before I plant them. Like, if you want to like spread out or speed up the time of it adjusting to a new tank, cut all the leaves off. Be wary. I don't know that I'd recommend that for beginners, but yeah, especially if you order crypts and they come like in immersed form, and you know it's going to take a couple months for them to transition and shed their leaves and grow new ones. Just shed them for them. Take scissors to those leaves and get rid of them. Just make sure that they are the immersed leaves. Okay, Stu, what's going on? Good to see you, my friend. I kind of like to know what Takira Goodyeds look like. Maybe, I mean, never mind. I won't say it. I'm glad I thought about that before I said it, because I'm really glad I didn't just say that. Other issue is I have a grow bed that inhibits the angle. I can use tools and reach in, but my plants are mostly stuck in place or fastened to wood at this point. Michael Scott says, hello, I have a question. I have a yellow Calvus female and a black Calvus male. If they pair up and breed, how come the babies are hybrids if both parents are Calvus? They're going to be considered hybrids because they're not one or the other. They're not technically, well, if they're different species of Calvus, then sure, they're going to be hybrid. But if they're the same species and just a different color, technically they wouldn't be a hybrid, but the hobby is going to consider them, like hobbyists will consider them a hybrid, if that makes sense. Probably not. When I pulled my large mother plant out, a bunch of roots were left, and now I have a carpet of baby crypts. That's a good, yeah, I'm telling you. That's a little industry secret on crypts. Cut off all the leaves. They'll grow way faster. Hi, Bob. My Amazon puffer jumped out for the weekend. Why? I guess he just thought it was time, man. That's awful. Your Mycons look so good. I know. I almost brought it to Fishtoberfest to sell, but I'm like, no. First of all, no one would pay what I would sell it for. And second, I love that plant. So it goes all the way to the floor. I've actually run over some of the vines a few times and created clippings on accident because it really goes all the way to the floor. I'm a little light back here on plants though. Like I can actually see stuff that's on the shelves. I'm gonna have to fix that for next week. Michael Scott. Michael Scott. I'm not touching my pink flamingo. Well, I did see a picture of that, and you have reason to touch that because it's already converted and looking good. So I'm saying only cut the leaves off if you want your crypts to transition faster. So you just bought your crypts from an online store that was selling immersed, which nothing wrong with that. It just takes a little longer. Just cut off the leaves. How do I feel about using aquarium foam for aquascaping? I have no opinion one way or the other. Would I use it? Probably not, because you'd have to silicone it down, and I'd rather just use like bags of sand or like rocks. I don't know. Now, if we're doing like terrariums or vivariums, then foam it up. But an actual aquarium, I'm probably not using styrofoam. Them or pull the leaf at the stem. I would cut them right below. I usually leave about an inch of stem. That's about it. Do tissue culture plants have to convert? Yeah, no. Again, tissue culture plants are not any different than regular plants, right? If you get a crypt and say you have like crypt Wendetii, right? You buy one, it comes to you immersed, it converts. If you buy one in a tissue culture, it is also technically immersed, so it will too convert. Usually a tissue culture crypt will convert a lot faster because the leaves are already really small. But no, not all tissue cultures have to convert. It's really dependent on the plant. Like if you buy a tissue culture Anubias, for instance, it's not going to convert. It never converts. But there's also species of crypts that don't convert, like Parva, right? So yeah, it's really dependent on the plant. I saw a post in a Facebook group of someone just trashing tissue culture plants, and I was just like, I didn't say anything, but you're really like, you're not doing yourself any favors by posting something like that. Because tissue culture plants are very easy to grow, and you can do the same thing just about any aquarium plant. If an aquarium plant like Anubia is super easy, right? It doesn't matter if you buy a tissue culture or retail, like just your typical Anubias. It's going to be easy either way. Tissue culture plants are not any more difficult than their non-tissue culture counterparts. It's all up to the plants, species of plant. And so when somebody makes a post saying, oh, all my tissue culture plants died and blah, 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 and I'm like, well, you're really just saying that you don't know what you're doing with plants. I mean, I didn't want to say it, but the other thing is he posted a picture of his tissue culture plants and he didn't even have them in water. I'm like, what are you doing? You just can't go buy an aquatic plant and not put it in water. Sure, you could do like the start method with some plants, but you can't do that with every plant. It's just, I don't know. I don't know why it rubbed me the wrong way, but it was just like a tissue culture mosses. That's by far the best way, in my opinion, to buy moss is through tissue culture. I have never had moss in tissue culture die off, ever. But I understand, it's different, it's weird. It's like I'm buying aquarium plants not in water. So I get it. It can be confusing, but or the idea of it is confusing, but they're really not any more difficult than whatever plant they are. Rocky Miles, you saw that? Wasn't that funny? Like, and I think it was specifically because he said, "I'm never listening to YouTubers." It's gonna be so funny if this person's in my live stream right now. But he says, "I'm never listening to YouTubers about tissue culture plants again." When like literally every aquascaping YouTuber only uses tissue culture plants. It's so funny. I don't know why. It's just so funny to me. Like George Farmer, Oliver, now all these like super famous aquascapers are only using tissue culture plants. So clearly, like, if they were crap, they wouldn't be using them. I don't know. It was so funny. So sorry that I'm late. Maybe I'll at least be able to catch the trail end. Yeah. I got a few more minutes, and then I do have to go before I lose what little daylight I have left. So I'm probably going to cut it off here in a couple minutes, but I might have... Wouldn't it be so funny if he was here and what if he was like a member and he's like, "Screw you, Bob!" Cancel his membership, unsubscribe, never seen him again. But the only fights I've ever been in my life were in Facebook fish groups. It's so funny. Like sometimes they almost bait me into it and get me to comment, but for the most part, I just shake my head and keep scrolling. I feel like tissue cultures are made by scientists. Well, I mean, technically, that's how they were created. But now anybody can make tissue culture plants. You can literally make your own tissue culture plants. Bob, what's your go-to refreshing beverage? This right here. It's water mixed with Zip Fizz. That's what this is, and it tastes so good. A lot of people hate it, so, you know, just warning you. Oh, but I love it. So it's carbonated, which is one of the reasons that I love it. So this is not like your normal water drink mix. I don't know how they do it because it comes in powdered form, but it's carbonated. So you can actually, like, when I've given this to someone to try and they put it in a water bottle, it goes like whoosh and it shoots out the water bottle. I'm like, I told you it's carbonated. Like, what did you think was going to happen? Soylent Green. We're not talking about my underwear. We're talking about beverages. Come on, Curtis. Totally get it, Bob. That's why I'm so late. So much before sundown. I know. Shouldn't we have, like, daylight savings coming around? Is that still a thing? Did we finally get rid of that, or is that still a thing? Now I have to look it up. Did it already happen and I just slept through it? I don't know. Daylight savings. You're not really saving anything. It's such an odd name. Is it not till November? The first Sunday in November. Oh, wow. I had no idea. For some reason, I always think it's like in September. I don't know why. Can I expand to reptiles and amphibians? I actually keep reptiles and amphibians, and I'm actually a certified master herpetologist. And you know, I gotta flex that every once in a while. So I just don't show them on my channel because when I show reptiles or amphibians on my channel, those videos get like 3 views, and it's very depressing. My go-to drink is Calpico. You ever tried Athletic Greens? I've been thinking about getting it, but it's kind of spendy. No, I mean, this is already like a 20 pack of these is $20. But here's another reason why I really like it. I don't know if you can see all of those vitamins that are in there, but there's a lot of vitamins and minerals in there. My birthday is when it changes. So does it go backwards or forward? Do we gain an hour or lose an hour? Is your birthday 25 hours long or is it 23 hours long? Spring back, what's the saying? Fall back, spring ahead. So you lose an hour. So you only have a 23-hour long birthday. Is that how that works? Or is it spring back? No, that doesn't make any sense. Spring back? It's gotta be fall back. Bob, I've got some herps you can master. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. Like, I don't know. I was actually looking for that the other day, certificate, and I don't know where it is. Like everything, I don't know where anything is. Everything is in shambles right now. It falls back, so you gain an hour. So you have a 25-hour birthday. Okay, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I remember when I went to work for my last job, the job I quit to do this, they were only paying for 8 hours because I worked graveyard. So I would work 1 to 2, and then it would go back to 1, and I would work another hour, and they were only paying 8 hours. And the fact that this place has been in business for like 30 years and no one has ever said anything, like, blew my mind. I like raised holy hell. I'm not working 9 hours and only be paid for 8 hours. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. And like, because of me, everyone else got an extra hour. Like, how did they make it 30 years and no one ever questioned it? They're just like, oh, I guess I'm just working for an hour for free. And I was like, you either pay me or I'm leaving an hour early. Like, that's your only option. And they got this whole big HR thing, and then they're like this whole big memo. They're like, hey, everyone gets paid an extra hour. Like, no, we're not getting paid an extra hour. We're getting paid the correct hours. It was, oh man, it just blew my mind. Like, no one ever thought about it. I'm sure the higher ups were like, hey, we're getting an hour free labor here. Anyways, so Ginger gets an extra hour to be pervy on her birthday. What is that? Is she only pervy on her birthday? Oh wait, that doesn't say pervy. That says Perry. I think it's time for me to go. The Zip Fizz girl used to hook me up with all the Zip Fizz I wanted when I worked at Costco. Yep. Again, at this last job, Zip Fizz, the company, is in the Northwest, and they would do their big quarterly sales meeting in our hall, and they would just have like bags of Zip Fizz. Man, I got so much free Zip Fizz. Do you have to work an extra hour when the time adjusts forward? So that was the other thing, is that they only paid for 7 hours, and people weren't very happy about that when it came around. It was pretty funny. But there's other places like Boeing. Boeing pays you like 10 hours for an 8-hour shift on graveyard. Like, there's a lot of companies out there that pay extra for graveyard in general. This one we got like an extra quarter or something. I don't know what it was, but I always look forward to it because I was always like, yes, I only have to work 7 hours today. I'm all about leaving early. I don't care who I work for, what I do. Like, I just want to go home. That's, even in high school, I was just like, I just want to go home. I don't want to be here anymore. Every job I've ever had, I've been like, what do you want me to do today? And if I get it all done, can I just go home? And surprisingly, not a lot of companies were okay with that. So one of the reasons I've never really worked well in the corporate world, because it's like, you're literally paying me to sit around and do nothing. Like, you've given me a task of things to do. I've got them done. There's still 4 hours left in my day, and you'd rather pay me to sit around and do nothing, or I could just go home and save you money. And they're like, you have to work 8 hours a day. And I'm just like, it's so stupid. Anyways. Anyways, it's that time. I got a jet, and hey, we made it almost a full 2 hours. Don't forget, no live stream next week, but then the following Monday, we will be back to the full 2 hours, and then also make sure if you're subscribed that you click that notification, because there will be a pop-up stream at sometime next week to make up for the missed Monday stream. I'm all about the money from working overtime. See, I would rather make less money and spend more time at home. Like, I've never valued money. Well, there might have been some times, like when I was a teenager, but my time is more valuable than money, and I'd rather be home doing what I enjoy than spending hours upon hours in a cubicle or doing whatever. But anyways, that's it. Halloween? Wait, is Halloween on a... Oh, Halloween is on a Monday? Ugh, I hate Halloween. Ugh. Maybe I'll skip that Monday too. Ay, ay, ay. All right. I hope you all have a great week. Yeah, I'll see you, I don't know when. Whenever. Whenever.